When you let go of the old, the new will unfold. I just made that up myself. I don't know if that actually is a real quote. But today I'm going to talk about letting go of the old, how letting go of the old will create new opportunities and how that works together. So I can give an example as from when I was 15. I had a friend, and she and I were best friends, and we were like childhood friends. And she and I, we were doing so many fun things. We had so much fun. We were so creative, and we had this inner child just exploding with joy, and we did all these things and we were just laughing so much. And then when we grew up, when we were around 14 or 15, I could see, and I began to see that my friend, we can call her Anna, that my friend Anna began to have this mask on. She began to drink and go to parties and all these things. And then when I wanted to do these things that we used to, some of the things we used to, then she said it was childish, and it was very silly and it was stupid, and she made fun of that in a very negative way. So I felt I couldn't be myself, and I was a pleaser. I didn't say anything to her. I didn't say that she cannot talk to me that way. I'm not going to be your friend anymore. And that is a true boundary when you say it not as a request, but you say it as a boundary. That I'm not going to be your friend anymore if you don't stop doing that. If you are not going to accept me as I am. So we both were in this suffering state. She was looking for being accepted by social media and friends and doing all these things that actually weren't giving her any good. And I was, on the other hand, not saying anything to it. I was just going with her and trying to please her because I wanted her to accept me, because I couldn't accept myself. So that's just reflections of each other. It's opposites to each other of the situation, how it looks, but it is the same thing that we both are looking for. So then when we have been together for 4 times, I could feel okay, this is enough. I cannot do this anymore. I cannot be another person to let her accept me as I am. So I wrote a message to her that I was very sad because I didn't feel she could accept me as I was. And I wrote this long message and then she just wrote very short and not answering that way I felt. She just wrote, I think the same. I think we are growing apart. And that was not what I was saying. I didn't say we were growing apart. I was just saying that I didn't feel that she could accept me as I am. And the reason why she's going to this, to not answering actually and not actually listening to what I'm writing to her, that's probably because subconsciously she will not look at herself. She don't know why, but she may not know why, but she don't want to look at herself to accept me, because if she is gonna accept me, she has to accept herself, and that requires some shadow work. That requires a knowledge. It requires being self-conscious about yourself and about your beliefs, and it requires for her to change in order for me to be accepted by her. So I could see that is not my way. That is not a friend that I can see long term if it's just consistently doing the same. So I was setting a boundary and I thought to myself, then that it is, then I cannot do anything more about it. And I did love her and I still love her. I can feel so much like unconditional love for her still. And I've also been writing that to her for some years ago when I was like 16 or 17. And she didn't write I love you too back. But I wasn't taking it personal because I knew that she had a hard time to take it in and to feel it, because maybe she didn't love herself as much, or she wasn't good to express that what she was feeling, and she was maybe very hurt of that we were not talking anymore. So that is a boundary. And then when I set the boundary as 15 years old, I very, very fast I began to talk to my friend Petra, which I actually had a YouTube channel with. But she and I, we were so creative together. We still are. We're still best friends, me and Petra. Petra, you say in English. But I just felt this new door open and this new friendship blooming, and I just felt so much more free to be myself because I set a boundary and I began to accept me as I am, and I began to put value on myself, that I need someone who can accept me as I am. I don't accept someone who don't accept me as I am. So that's just a reflection of how I began to stand in my own power. So you have to know that you have so much more power than you could ever imagine to manifest for what you do want in relationships, in your career, in your money area, in your mental health or physical health. And when you are choosing to value yourself, value your body, value your time with friends or whatever you are passionate about, to use your time wisely on your passion with your friends that you're resonating with, that it is giving you and you can give, that is like giving and receiving friendship, and also a relationship, like romantic relationship, that you also value yourself in that, like in all areas of your life. When you value yourself in one area of your life, it's very easy to value all areas of your life, because you are worthy, you deserve love. And when you finally realize that, then you're gonna attract and manifest so much better things into your life. And there are always better things to manifest. And that's just a great thing. And I promise you, when you show that, when you are in that state of power, then I promise you it will reflect back to you immediately. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and peace and subscribe with the bell for more, so you get updated when I post a new video. And I just sent you a lot of unconditional love wherever you are in your journey right now. And I'll see you next time.